Hello, we are here at the Ritz-Carlton at Crypto306, and it's such a pleasure to have here with me Jason from Pavers.
That's right.
So tell me, what is Pavers?
Thanks, Elsa. So Paiverse, we are an asset-backed NFT platform. So what is that? So right now, you've got NFTs, but they're all kind of JPEG, picture-based. We've taken that, and every NFT on the Paiverse platform is backed by a real-world asset. Just to give you an example, one of our first brands on the platform was called Pavers. They're a whiskey company, the first whiskey company out of Wales for 100 years. They're blowing up all over Asia, Europe, they're everywhere right now. So you buy the NFT and you get what's currently the rarest bottle of Pavers. We will hold that bottle for you, and then when you want it, you'll take it. Now, what does this do? So one of the problems with kind of assets is, let's say you buy that asset, you're worried about, is it real? The great thing about NFTs is you get all this provenance, immutable, on the blockchain. So you combine those, the kind of old world and the new world, and so you've got this new kind of asset-backed NFT world. And we kind of see this as the future, because the people that are struggling with just NFTs, you know, they're all bringing the kind of Web 2.0 older generation into this world, should understand this. You get all the benefits of what an NFT is, but you still get your real world asset.
This is absolutely awesome. And what is holding Web 3.0 back from becoming mainstream?
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing. There isn't a killer application yet. There's not a killer user case for Web 3.0. So we kind of see this as potentially that with asset investing, you've got a lot of problems with the Web 2.0 world at the moment. You've got the problems with, let's say, you take Dubai, for example. So just recently, there was a property sold here with fake papers. So two people bought it, but neither of them owned it. Right? Web 3.0, you have it on the blockchain. The minute that is on the blockchain, you know. So then when you go to buy it, you check on the blockchain, oh, yep, only one person owns that. That's a real person, I can buy that. And then when that transaction's done, your transaction's now on the blockchain. So you can't have this situation where multiple people are buying one single thing. You know what you're buying is real. You can trace it, you get provenance back to the original part of the brand, and you're bringing in the kind of the community aspect of NFTs, which is lost. You know, the experience of buying something is very cold with Web 2.0 or even going into a shop. So we're kind of bringing all those things in together. And we're hoping that kind of asset investing through the Paiverse platform is that application that starts to bring things mainstream.
That's amazing. And why is a platform like Pavers needed?
Yeah, so I mentioned a few things there about from the customer side, you get the authenticity, you get the provenance, you get everything that the kind of blockchain brings with it, NFTs bring with it. So on the other side, what we found is that brands, let's say you're a brand. So Macallan is a good example. Been around since 1824, whiskey brand. They blew up in the 1990s. It was absolutely crazy. China loved it, and they just, as with everything, once China loves something, it explodes. But from Macallan's point of view, they did all this work to build this brand literally over hundreds of years. But they sold their cask in maybe 1990 for $3,000. Today, that's worth close to $1 million. But they benefit in none of that. Now, with the Paiverse side, once they list that as an asset-backed NFT, every time that trades, they get a bit of money.
That's amazing.
Right? So from the customer's point of view, you pay your like you do on OpenSea, you pay your transaction fee, but then we take our part and we give part of our part to the brand. So from a brand's perspective, you earn into perpetuity. So if all the customers getting all the benefits that we mentioned, the mutability of the blockchain, provenance, the community aspect, and the brands a benefit, it just makes sense that all investing, all retail should eventually end up in Web 3.0 and the Paiverse platform, hopefully.
And so you think that this is the future of retail and investing?
We think this is the future. So I think, like, for the reasons that we mentioned, I don't see any other way that brands will go. From a brand perspective, your job is to earn more revenue and to get closer to your customers.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? NFTs, community, we see it, right? With the NFT projects that you see today, one of the most powerful things is having a group of people that have the same view of the world together. And that's what NFTs have done a great job of doing. And I think once you, part of that, so what we've seen with Paiverse is that our brands want to get closer to the customers. They want to do more AMAs. So one of the things with Paiverse is when you buy one of our asset-backed NFTs, every single one comes with an experience. So what does that mean? That means that the brand is giving you something else that gets you close to them. So for example, in Pavers, you can go visit the distillery, meet the CEO. You get to meet their you get to go to their secret warehouse, which basically no one gets to go to. You get to meet the master blender, the person who actually comes up with the whiskeys, and then you get a whiskey course with them. Now, this is something that when we talked to the brands about, they were so excited because their biggest frustration is how do we get closer? So if you've got a community of like-minded people, you've got a brand that wants to get the customers get the brand, this can only be the future.
And so tell me, who are the individuals behind the platform?
Yeah, good question. So our two founders are Tim Bagnagar and Steve Arayan, and they are compliance officers by trade. So we thought that was actually perfect because one of the problems with Web 3.0, everyone's worried about rug pulls. Everyone's worried about being scammed. So the core thing about Paiverse is that we're all about integrity. We're all about doing things the right way. And you can't have that with two guys that are from compliance. So there's no worries that anyone's going to have about doing that. And when it comes to investing, one of the biggest things is trust. Do I trust? Because these are high-end products, expensive. Right.
Honestly, the most important. It's so exciting to be here. It was such a pleasure to have you, and thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you also. Thank you for your time. Thank you.